A woman files lawsuit after charges against her and son was dropped in a West Pullman restaurant shooting. Do you know what was going on? This lady was in a restaurant ordering something to eat and got to arguing with the ignorant ass nigga. And do you know that this nigga turned around and started punching her? I'm talking about punching her like she was a man. This is the shit that these fake ass wanna-be gangster niggas are doing in 2023. Real men, real gangsters don't punch a woman with their fist. You don't do that. Nigga, the power that a man have if you hitting a woman with your fist is detrimental. But you still got niggas wanna be cowards, wanna be suckers, and wanna okay the shit. Now, in the midst of this nigga punching this lady in this restaurant, thinking it's just a free world, guess what happened? Her son walked in that motherfucker and shot the shit out of this nigga. Killed him on the spot. Instantly. This is what you call instant karma. Now, this type of shit and endings don't happen all the time in life. A lot of women get beat, get punched like that, and the nigga get away with it. Now, I'm not saying that the niggas deserve to get killed, but he deserves some type of punishment. He either deserve to get punched back by a real man, just like he punched the lady. I mean, he got to take the punch. Because a woman ain't finna stand up and have a fist fight with a man. She just gonna take the punch and hope that she be all right afterwards. So, nigga, you need to stand there like a punching bag and let a grown man punch you about 3-4 times hard as a motherfucker and you take it. But he ain't get that. He got his life took. A Chicago woman has filed a lawsuit after charges against her and her son were dropped in a deadly shooting at a Southside restaurant. I know y'all you're gonna say something about my pronunciation, but I can spell and I can pronounce words correctly. That's why I corrected myself. Carlisha Hood, 35, was flanked by her attorneys in Bronzeville during a news conference where they announced that they have filed a complaint against the city of Chicago and 5 police officers. Now, that nigga should have known. If he born and raised in Chicago, he should have known that 9 times out of 10 she got a son. And if you know anything about Chicago crime, you got teenagers and toddlers running around with guns. This is normal. You might have a nigga 8 years old in the 2nd grade with a Glock in his backpack. That's just the culture. It's a fucked up way of life in Chicago. The struggle, the poverty is bad, and there's no leadership, so motherfuckers just wilding out. Now, they claim Hood was falsely arrested and maliciously prosecuted, and that she also suffered emotional distress. Now, let me tell you something before I finish the story. She suffered emotional distress from getting assaulted and beat and punched by the nigga. She didn't suffer emotional distress by going to jail because they just had to get to the bottom of what happened, why it happened, and to see who was in the right. And they did. And that's why they let the son go free and they let the mother go free, because they seen this is a case of self-defense. This is a case of a young man not letting another man touch his woman. When you a son or a daughter and you a child, a kid has instincts to protect their parents, even when they little. It's just something that we give them when we come on this earth. So if we're around and somebody's doing something to our parents, we're going to act a motherfucking fool. If somebody punched this nigga that was hitting on this lady mama, the nigga would have acted a fool. Now, on June 18th of this year, the lady said her life changed and her son's life changed. Never in a million years would she have imagined being brutally attacked, beaten, and then arrested. This comes after the Cook County State Attorney's Office dropped all criminal charges against her and her 14-year-old son. And stop it right there. Pause. 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 Pause.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Now, anybody know in their right mind, if you shoot somebody, the police got to do an investigation before they let you go. unless it was a witness saying that they seen somebody threaten you with a weapon, pull a weapon, and you acted in self-defense. That's just the typical police investigation. That is the typical procedure of the police. If the police just pull up and everybody be like, I shot him, they did this, and they just take the person on, haul the person on out to the coroner and go on with their day, we would have a catastrophe in America. It would be fucked up. So it's proper etiquette. And it's not to say that the police think you're doing something wrong. It's just when something is happening, you have to do a full investigation and really find out what happened. That's just proper procedure. Now, police said Hood was arguing with a man in line. That's when her son, 14 years old, came in. And as he was watching from the doorway, police and witnesses said a man was arguing with his mother, who was identified as 32-year-old Jeremy Brown, repeatedly punched Hood in the head. The attack was captured on cell phone video, which went viral after it was shared by a local activist. Police said as his mother is being hit, the teen pulled his gun out and fired repeatedly at Brown, shooting him in the back. Police said Brown ran out and the mother and son did too, with the son still shooting. Brown was pronounced dead at the scene from multiple gunshot wounds. Hood and her son were later charged with first-degree murder. No one else in the establishment did anything. And so, once he saw his mother getting severely hit, he took action, said community activist Jamal Green. Now, yeah, if you work on the job and I work on the job, I'm sorry, but this is the time we living in. And a man coming there and start beating on a woman, I'm not getting in it. And you want me to tell you why I'm not getting in that shit? Because there's guns every motherfucking where. And I'm not losing my motherfucking life for a stranger I don't know. I'm sorry. This is the real world. This is the fucked up time we living in. I wish you well. But it ain't my motherfucking business. And people need to realize that. They need to understand. You can't get in people's business. That's just the time we living in. Years ago, before all these motherfucking guns was let loose on the street and letting niggas that's damn fools told them, you could get in somebody's business. You could help a woman. You fuck around and jump in somebody's shit, you'll get shot. Now, this was a situation where the son was all the way right. He protected his mother. He emptied the clip. He shot as many shots as he need to do to subdue that man from fucking with his mama. He did an excellent job. He wasn't supposed to just shoot the man and then later on the man come back and kill him. He did what he was supposed to do. Now, Hood attorney said prosecutors did the right thing and that she was a victim in this case. When a woman is violently attacked by a man, an unarmed woman, then she shouldn't be arrested. Hood's attorney, Brandon Brown, said, if your mother or sister or daughter were attacked in a restaurant when she is trying to order a cheeseburger, would you expect that she would be arrested? Hood and her attorneys did not answer direct questions about the incident. They would only say that she and her son need time to heal. And at some point, she would present herself again and speak more in depth about what happened. You know, at one point during the news conference, the lady said, everything I worked for has been tarnished. And the reason why she's saying that is because she's looking at it like, her having a record, she might not be able to get another good job. You know, people might look at her as a troublemaker. But when people see this video and you see this man punching this lady and you see her son come in, you see that this lady was all the way right and her son was all the way right. This is a case where the law was taken into the human being's hand. Because even if they would have called the police, it takes the police 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to get there. By the time they get there, she still would have been beat to a pulp or could have been killed. So in the time we living in these days, we got to police ourselves. We got to take care of ourselves. We got to secure ourselves. We got to watch out for ourselves. You just tuned into another motherfucking episode of Legend of Comic. And I'm in your motherfucking stomach. And if you a lady with a teenager son, I suggest you take your son everywhere you got to go and make sure he knows what's going on. I suggest that you take him to the gun range, not to kill nobody, just to be there to look after you. Because we living in fucked up times. And your son might just be the one to save you. Now, don't put your son in harm's way on purpose and do some stupid shit. I'm saying just as last resort, son, you got my back. Till the next time.